Hello, baseball fans, and welcome to Remax Field in Edmonton. Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the action between the Edmonton Prospects and the Swift Current 57's. A lively crowd here in Edmonton after a rain-delayed start, and we are good to go. It's a return to the scene of the crime for the Swift Current WMBL team. Less than 1 year ago in this park. As a closer, this is what you live for. Fly ball. Shane Doki calls for it. The catch is made! After dominating the regular season and a 9-0 playoff run, it makes sense for Swift Current to win it all in a place that's been called the City of Champions. Mission accomplished! Let's party, Swift Current! And what a party it was in Edmonton less than a year ago. The name has changed, the color has changed, but the winning ways have not for the Swift Current WMBL team. They head into Edmonton, winners of their last two, a sweep in Fort Mac, 21-11. The Swift Current 57's are. Identical records, the Regina Red Sox. Two teams deadlocked, top of the Eastern Division standings in the WMBL. Edmonton Prospects fourth in the West, 17-15. And right now, Prospects comfortably 6 games ahead of the Fort McMurray Giants for the final playoff spot in the WMBL West. So there's the Swift Current 57's, their first trip of the year to Edmonton. Riley Campbell making his way to the plate. Campbell leading off for the 57's in this one. 57's is a team in Fort McMurray last night, stealing their 100th base of the year. Far and away, the leaders in stolen bases in the WMBL. Riley Campbell digs in, and he's set to work against Taryn Olton, starting pitcher for the Prospects. 6 appearances, 5 of them starts, 32 2/3 innings of work. He's allowed 45 hits, 15 earned runs, 16 Ks, as Campbell gets a piece of that and hits it to right field. 7 walks for Olton, 2-0 with a 4.26 earned run average. 1 pitch and 1 out for him, as he's able to work quickly here. Olton out of Hutchinson College, a sophomore from the community of Legal, Alberta. Matt Bondarchuk, a homecoming of sorts. He's an Edmonton native with friends and family in the stands. Bondarchuk waiting the first pitch from the left-hander Olton. It's a take for ball 1. '57's with 100 stolen bases as a team. Bondarchuk with 22 of them on the year. The pitch to number 22. Ground ball up the middle and through Olton. And the Edmonton-born player, Bondarchuk, on with a single. And the 57's with a man on here in the top of the first. Nick Conyas to the plate out of San Antonio, Texas. Conyas hitting third in the 57's batting order. The first player not named Blake Adams to occupy the 3-hole in quite some time. Adams will hit fourth for the 57's. Bondarchuk on at first. Always a threat to steal, and Olton is going to check him. Heavy rain rolling in just before 7 o'clock, delaying this one just over an hour. Kudos to the Prospects field crew for getting out there, adding dirt to all 4 bases in the pitcher's mound. It's a turf infield here in Edmonton, surrounded by dirt with a grass outfield. Nick Conyas, 1-0 count here in the top of the first inning. First of 2 games in Edmonton for the 57's. They're back here tomorrow night before heading back to Swift Current for a Saturday night date with the Moose Jaw Miller Express, and then Sunday against the Lethbridge Bulls. Slider to Conyas. Strike 1-1 with 1 down. Sunday's game will be at 7:05. It's 2:05 on your schedule, but the Bulls organization requesting a change of time to better accommodate their travel schedule. 1-1 now with 1 away. Bondarchuk in motion as that's fouled off. Bondarchuk looking to swipe base number 23 of his season, but he'll head back to first. Bones 22 for 25 stealing bases. There's Nick Spillman at first base, the brother of Swift Current WMBL alumni Matt Spillman, who was the team's MVP in 2014. 2 strikes against Nick Conyas. The Edmonton crowd trying to clap out the 3-hole hitter for the 57's. Conyas coming into this game hitting .284. Left-handed pitcher Taryn Olton taking a good long look at Matt Bondarchuk, and the home plate umpire is going to call timeout. Mm-hmm. 6 pitches thrown thus far by Olton. He's got 1 out and 1 on here. Another 1-2 pitch to Nick Kanyas. Nope. Check of Bondarchuk at first before we get to that. Remax Field, the venue for this championship rematch between Swift Current and Edmonton. The then Swift Current Indians. High hopper by Kanyas over top of the first baseman. Bondarchuk was anticipating a double play attempt, and he will scamper to third base after sliding into second. So runners on the corners and 1 away. Back-to-back singles by Bondarchuk and Kanyas. The dimensions of Remax Field, certainly something to talk about. 340 in left field, 420 in straightaway center. You can see that 30-foot wall in center field. That certainly adds a degree of difficulty for anyone looking to hit a home run to straightaway center. And then a sharp left turn, 320 in right field. However, that 15-foot wall all the way around, and then 30 feet in center field. Prospects have the fewest home runs in the WMBL as a team, with just 5 of them, compared to 30 for the 57's. Adams slaps a single fair down the third base line, and Matt Bondarchuk will score easily. And Nick Kanyas slides in safe at third, while Blake Adams gets to second base. Misplayed ball, and Kanyas scampers home, and the 57's suddenly up a deuce. Blake Adams didn't spank that one by any means, but the 57's with 2 quick runs on a shot down the third base line, finding a good spot. And RBIs 33 and 34 for the 57's leader. The native of Longview, Texas, has his team up a quick deuce here. Kyle McDonald to the plate. Jagger Harjo will get the start on the mound for Swift Current when we get to the bottom of the second. So just to finish a thought from earlier, the Edmonton Prospects, fewest home runs as a team with 5 compared to the league-leading Swift Current 57's who have 30 of them. However, as McDonald shoots that one up the middle, rounding third and heading for home is Blake Adams, and he'll score uncontested. So an RBI double that brings in 2 from Adams. And Kyle McDonald singling into the outfield, and it's 3-0. 57's up a quick field goal here with 1 down in the top of the first inning.
Out of the third baseman, number 11, Brett Essay.
Prospects leading the league in triples. As you often see, extra base hits in this park with the massive dimensions. 340 to left, 420 to straightaway center. Swift Current 57's have had a player hit for the cycle in this ballpark. Darren Kolk did it in 2014. Pitch bounces away from Brett Issa, and Kyle McDonald will scamper to second base. Wild pitch charge to Taryn Olton, and things not going smoothly for the hometown team here in the top of the first. 57's up 3-0 on 4 hits, as well as a prospect error. Brett Issa, who had a no-doubt bomb in Fort McMurray less than 24 hours ago, to the plate. Esau, 6 home runs to go with 20 RBI. 300 batting average. The rub with young Esau, 24 hits in 80 at-bats. However, he struck out 31 times this year to lead the 57's in that stat. He's ahead in the count right now, 2-0 though, with Kyle McDonald on at second base. Fastball just a bit up to Esau, and it's a 3-0 count. He'll get ready to take here. So much raw athletic potential. Second-generation athlete Esau is. His father, Len, was a pro hockey player who played 27 games in the National Hockey League. Drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs in the 5th round in the 1980s. Strike one called to Esau on that fastball from Olton, and it's a 3-1 count. Grant Van Scoy on deck. This is the 6th hitter that the 57's have sent to the plate here in the top of the first inning as they're up 3-0. Riley Campbell flew out to right field to lead it off, and since then 4 hits in a row by the offensive-minded 57's. 3-1 pitch, and he walked him. 10th base on balls of the year for the native of Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan. Brett Esau takes his base at first, exchanges knuckles with Taylor Steen. And now Grant Van Scoy to the plate with runners on at first and second. Van Scoy 303 on the year, a home run and 9 RBI. 23 hits and 76 at-bats coming into this moment. Shot by Van Scoy. Potential double play, 4, 6, and 3. Or 6-4-3 rather, in any event. Prospects out of the inning. Swift Current 57's put up 3 though. Jagger Harjo with some early run support, and he'll take to the mound when we return with Swift Current 57's baseball, brought to you by Living Sky Casino and Crop Production Services.
We got an exciting contest.
Celebrate the wonders of our nation this July at Living Sky Casino. Players Club members can swipe daily for their chance to win a train trip across Canada in our From Far and Wide promotion. Bonus entries are also available. Grand prize draw July 31st at 8 p.m. Must be present to win. See Players Club for more details.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Some early run support for Jagger Harjo, starting pitcher for the Swift Current 57's. His second start of the year, he went 5 innings versus the Melville Millionaires, allowing 2 hits, striking out 3 and walking 2 in that 57's victory. He's 1-0 with an ERA that is thus far spotless, 0 for Harjo. A college teammate of 57's assistant coach Taylor Steen. They played together at Emporia in Kansas. Harjo, a native of Midwest City, Oklahoma. His second start and second appearance for the Swift Current 57's in 2017. Tony Olson will lead off for the hometown Edmonton Prospects. Olson on the year hitting .210.
Second baseman number 5, Tony Olson.
Olson was a member of the Prospects last year that the 57's played in the WMBL final. First pitch from Harjo as Olson shows bunt, and that one bounces away from Mason Brown. Jagger Harjo pitching to Mason Brown. First base, Kyle McDonald. Cole Thibodeau at second. Grant Van Scoy at short. Brett Esau playing third base. Outfield, Adams, Bondarchuk, Kanyas going from left to right. DH in this game is Riley Campbell. Balls play really fast on the turf here at Telus Field. However, the rain that we were pelted with before the game made things nice and soggy. There's so much vacant field here at Telus. And Olson with a leadoff single off of Harjo. And Olson trying to leg it into a double, and he does. So one in scoring position in what may turn out to be an offensive game here between the 57's and the Edmonton Prospects. Derek Shedden to the plate, another player who played with the Prospects last year in that run to the league finals. An improbable run. as the Prospects with a pair of huge upsets over Okotoks and Medicine Hat to get to the league final last year. 57's, they were the top seed in the WMBL East. Prospects were the 4th. Some superhuman pitching appearances from Noah Gap, who's back in Edmonton this year, helped propel the Prospects to the league final last year against the 57's, but midnight struck on Edmonton's Cinderella story as Swift was able to win that best of 5 in 3 games. So runner on at second, nobody out here. 57's coming into the bottom of the first with a 3-0 lead in a rain-delayed game here at Remax Field. The stadium forever was known as Telus Field since it opened in the 90s. New naming rights as of last year. 0-2 the count. Harjo working against Derek Shedden. Shedden, a local prospect from right here in Edmonton. Harjo ahead of him, 0-2. Jagger induces a ground ball. Cole Thibodeau charges that, makes the throw to first. Good play by Thibodeau. Runner advances to third. Jake Lanferman to the plate. Lanferman 287 with a home run and 25 runs batted in. As touched on earlier, you're not going to see too many home runs at Remax Field, no matter what the name of it is. The massive dimensions, but plenty of extra base hits with such an expansive outfield. Bondarchuk, Adams, and Kanyas, 3 speedy guys that are going to have a lot of running to do tonight in the 57's outfield, as are their counterparts for the Prospects, Dean Olson, Derek Shedden, and this guy at the plate right now, Jake Lanferman. Eric Sabrowski on deck. One down here, runner at third, and that fastball is going to get away from Harjo and hit Lanferman. They'll take first. Runners on the corners for a big batter here. Sabrowski, 378 batting average coming into this one. So the 57's in a situation that they'll need to Houdini their way out of. Sabrowski 378 on the year, 13 runs batted in to go with 2 home runs. .34 hits and 90 at-bats coming into this moment for Sabrowski. Righty on righty, Harjo, fastball in, and it's a 1-0 count. 57's back here in Edmonton tomorrow night, weather permitting, 7:05 start. Forecast for tomorrow, much more pleasant than the forecast today. There were tornado sightings in some small communities surrounding Edmonton just prior to this one. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect. Hour-long shower passing through and dampening up the infield here in Edmonton. As Harjo still looking to find his footing here. He's been adjusting the dirt on the pitcher's mound. 2-0 count to Sabrowski. Runners on the corners. Fastball in just below the hands of the 4-hole hitter and designated hitter for the Prospects. Sabrowski, another local product. Fastball right across the middle from Harjo. 3-1 the count now. The 57's 2 quickest road games of the year were played in Fort McMurray. Last night and the night before. Runner checked at first. Get a nice view of the Edmonton skyline here at Remax Park. Foul ball hit straight back. Harjo. Ground ball, hit to Kyle McDonald. Run will come in to score, but the 57's get the out at first. So a one-out ground ball gobbled up by Kyle McDonald, and the Prospects narrow the lead to 3-1. Nick Spillman to the plate.
Now the first baseman, number 16, Nick Spillman.
Spillman was the final out in the 57's championship run last year that they won here in this ballpark. Spillman and a fly out to 4 is what sealed the deal. Just over a year ago, fastball from Harjo, strike 1. Runner advanced to second as well, so just a lone base runner for the Prospects, as they have Jake Lamferman at second base. Fouled off hard into the stands. Nothing in 2. It's another ball fouled off. Ground ball. Hit to Cole Thibodeau into the glove and over to first, and that'll do it for the Edmonton Prospects, who strand 1 and score 1. 1 inning in the books. Swift Current 57's with a 3-1 lead on the Edmonton Prospects. They'll try and add to it when we return to Swift Current 57's baseball, brought to you by Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
Prospects in the bottom half of the first inning.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky. Live it up.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky. Live it up.
Use your game sense. When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes, unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57's.
Welcome back to Remax Field here in Edmonton. Swift Current 57's and the Edmonton Prospects, the largest baseball stadium in Western Canada. Seating capacity estimated at around 9,500 here in Edmonton, where the Swift Current 57's take on the Prospects. This stadium used to be the home of the Edmonton Trappers of the Northern League. 57's, Mason Brown leading off. Brown, Thibodeau, and Riley Campbell due up. Swift Current leads at 3-1 after the first inning, top of the second. A 1 pitch to Brown, and he singles in the 5-6 gap. Good contribution from the number 8 hitter in the 57's batting order. Mason Brown rolling one along the turf, and the native of Littleton, Colorado, on base.
Now the second baseman, number 1, Cole Thibodeau.
Brown full-time catching duty on this 4-game road swing as Bodie Cooper stayed behind in Swift Current with a lower body injury. Bodie expected to not miss too much more time and may very well be back in the 57's lineup this Saturday night when they host the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Lethbridge Bulls in town on Sunday for a 7:05 as Thibodeau tries to get a bunt down and redirects that baseball into the backstop for an 0-1 count with Mason Brown on at first base. Thibodeau, small guy with big numbers for the 57's, .363 batting average. And the catcher Mason Brown checked at first by Taryn Olton. Olton so far, an inning of work, allowing 4 hits, 3 earned runs, walking 1. Faced 7 batters. Number 9 hitter Thibodeau gets a small piece of that baseball. And that'll be strike 2. 57's with 5 hits thus far in this game. .0-2 pitch to Thibodeau. Not before Mason Brown is checked at first. Shot by Thibodeau, high fly ball, hit to center field, and getting where he needs to go to make the catch. In center is Dean Olson. 1 down. Riley Campbell with his long, slow walk to the plate. Campbell 0 for 1, .343 batting average on the year, and the WMBL leader in bags with 27 of them. 57's 100 stolen bases as a team coming into this game. Pitch to Campbell is up and out. 2-0 to Riley. Campbell gets under that ball, fouls it back, and 2-1 now. Bit of a workout for the flags in center field, blowing across Remax Field here. Runner at first is checked. Taryn Olton, the lefty, taking a good long look at the 57's base runners. Olton and the prospects well aware of the 57's propensity to steal bases. Riley Campbell watches that ball catch the outside corner, strike 2. Lefty pitcher against a righty hitter, full count on that pitch that nibbled the outside corner of the plate. 1 down here. Mason Brown, who singled to lead off the inning, is at first base. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Campbell, high hopper. Charged at third, bobbled, throw to first, not in time to get the hot rod Campbell. And a rain-soaked turf surface here in Edmonton, adding a degree of difficulty for the infielders. As Anthony Cusati had a tough time handling that ball. Campbell on via the E5. Matt Bondarchuk, local product, is 1 for 1 in this one.
No, for renewals, renewals started.
Bondarchuk trying to get that bunt down with 1 out and 2 on. 0-2 the count to Bones. So 0-2, 1 away. Pitch to Bondarchuk, low and away, lefty on lefty, and look good out of the hand of Olton. Bondarchuk pondered a swing before that take on the 0-2. 1-2 the count now. 2 on and 1 out. Mason Brown at second base. Riley Campbell at first. 1-2 pitch with 1 down. Bondarchuk fly ball, spraying that into left field. Derek Shedden makes the catch for 2 away. Nick Kanyas. Kanyas with a hit and a run scored in the 57's first inning. Top of the second now. It's a 3-1 lead for Swift Current. Runners on at first and second with 2 down. Kanyas looking to improve on his .292 batting average. With 2 on here. Kanyas launches one into the gap in right center. And that's going to do some damage here. Rounding third and heading for home is Mason Brown. Riley Campbell running like people are chasing him. And Nick Kanyas is going to stand up at third base with an RBI triple that brings in 2. If you're a big fan of the triple, then you'd love watching a ball game in this park. The Edmonton Prospects lead the league in them, and due to the massive dimensions, you see a lot more of them here in Edmonton. Nick Kanyas with a shot to the gap in right center. 57's bring in 2. Kanyas with the triple, and it's a 5-1 Swifty lead with Blake Adams at the plate. Ground ball by Adams into the 5-6 gap. Kanyas comes in to score. And another run batted in for Blake. Third RBI of the game for the native of Longview, Texas.
Battle of the first baseman, the 13, Kyle McDonald.
Kyle McDonald will look to keep the second inning going as the 57's take a 6-1 lead here in Edmonton. First pitch to McDonald, ball 1. We'll do some scoreboard watching as the Regina Red Sox are in Weyburn taking on the Beavers. Top of the 6th inning. Weyburn has Regina's number. 4-2, the Beavers lead it at Tom Lang Park. Swift Current and Regina with 21 and 11 records, tied atop the WMBL East. Weyburn with a record of 19 and 15. They want to be in that conversation as well for tops in the WMBL Eastern Division. 3 games back of Swift Current and Regina. Runner checked at first. Pitch to McDonald. Will balloon the count to 3-0. Strike called on the 3-0 fastball. Lefty versus lefty encounter here with Mississauga's Kyle McDonald against Taryn Olton. Prospects warming up a righty is Jordan Peranto. Warms up in their bullpen. Kyle McDonald takes a big hack at a 3-1. As he was thinking fastball, got underneath it, and it's a full count now to McDonald. Last game Kyle McDonald played in this stadium ended in celebration as he was a member of the 2016 league champ Swift Current Indians. Ground ball, hit to first. And taken by Nick Spillman for the unassisted ground ball out. 57's put up 3 more in the second inning and now have a 5-run lead over the Edmonton Prospects. 6-1 the score. Bottom of 2 coming up. Swift will try and maintain that lead when we return with 57's baseball.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.thehearingplace.ca.
Welcome back to the big city of Edmonton. Ryan Schweitzer, play-by-play voice of the Swift Current 57's. Happy to call the action here between the Swift Current squad and the Edmonton Prospects. Catcher Matt Quartel will lead off, and he hits a fly ball a mile high. Brett Esau will get underneath that ball as it twists and turns in the wind, and Brett Esau making that catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jagger Harjo here in the bottom of the second inning. 6-1 57's lead. Zane Takara, the shortstop, who represents the number 8 spot in Edmonton's batting order, will take a turn now. Anthony Casati to the plate. Casati, the 7-hole hitter. Fastball from Harjo. Ball 1. Cusati gets a piece of that baseball. Fouls it back. Jagger Harjo pitching to Mason Brown. Kyle McDonald at first. Cole Thibodeau playing second. Grant Van Scoy at short. Brett Esau taking a turn at third base tonight. Outfield, Blake Adams in left. Matt Bondarchuk in center. Nick Kanyas in right. Riley Campbell's the designated hitter and hitting leadoff for the 57's on this summer Thursday night in Edmonton against the Prospects at the massive and palatial Remax Field. High fly ball. Kyle McDonald in foul territory makes the catch. Zane Takar, shortstop, taking a turn now.
In the batter's box, the shortstop, number 6, Zane Takar.
Takar hitting .312 on the year. A home run and 13 runs batted in. Prospects only with 5 home runs this season as a team due to the large confines of Remax Field here. Takar, right field. Nick Kanyas. Catch is made. That'll do it. 1-2-3 inning for Jagger Harjo and the 57's. Top of 3 coming up. 6-1 Swifty lead. Back with more 57's baseball for Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino shortly.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sale, selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current.
'57's up 6-1 here in Edmonton. Blake Adams, no, that's Brett Esau, will lead off for Swift. Two players similar in stature and statistics, Adams and Esau. Esau, Grant Van Scoy, and Mason Brown due up for Swift Current. Top of the third inning, 6-1 they lead it on the strength of 7 hits. 2 prospect errors as well, as Taryn Olton offers a changeup to Esau. Olton 2-0 to Esau, who walked his last time up. Esau gets a piece of that ball and launches into the gap in left center. Off the wall. And Esau rounding second, heading for third, a stand-up triple for the native of Meadow Lake. Esau, he saw a pitch that he could drive. And in a park that produces its fair share of triples, Brett Esau hits the second one this game for the 57's. That ball is a dinger in every other park in the league.
Now the shortstop, Grant Van Scoy.
Left field wall, 340 at the corners. Esau hitting that one off the gap in left center. Grant Van Scoy belts one into the 5-6 gap, and the 57's are going to go up another run here as Esau touches home plate to make the score 7-1. RBI single by Grant Van Scoy as we see the shortstop at first base. Mason Brown to the plate, singled his last time up. Prospects catcher Matt Cortell helping out with some mound maintenance for Taryn Olton. It's important that Cortell is able to plant his foot and didn't want to be the one doing too much mound maintenance with the cleats, so catcher comes out and does it for him, and now Prospects manager Ray Brown is going to make his way out. 57's with a 7-1 lead here. Taryn Olton is going to have the baseball taken from him, and the Prospects will go to the pen here. Olton 2 innings, 7 runs, 4 earned, 957 hits. And Jordan Paranto will enter the game. Right-handed pitcher, 6'6", 190. Niagara University sophomore from right here in Edmonton. Healthy core of local players make up this prospect roster. Edmonton, the capital city in the province of Alberta, population of around 1 million people. So a pretty big baseball talent pool to draw from. Look at the neighboring communities as well. The Prospects pitching staff, actually, looking at it, is entirely local players. With the exception of Jai Diebel from the Gold Coast in Australia. But other than that, all local content, all pitchers from Edmonton and surrounding area, including Jordan Paranto from right here in Edmonton. Prospects with only one American on the team. Outfielder Marion McLean from Moorhead State University by way of Phoenix, Arizona, a junior there. But other than that, all Canadians or Australians. Swift Current 57's with the league maximum 20 Americans on their roster. Mason Brown to the plate now.
Here it is, the Blues coming on the pitch now with the Prospects, number 52, Jordan Paranto.
So Jordan Paranto trying to stop the bleeding here. No out in the top of the third. 57's lead at 7-1. 3-run innings in the first and second for Swift Current. Here in the third, 1 down. Mason Brown getting the signals from third base coach and 57's third-year assistant coach Eric Dorton from Alamogordo, New Mexico. First pitch from the right-handed hurler Paranto. Outside in this righty-on-righty matchup as Brown elects not to chase low and away. 1-0 here. Cole Thibodeau is on deck. Quick check of the runner at first, and in safe is Grant Van Scoy, who had an RBI single to chase Taron Olton from this game. Pitch gets away from the catcher, and advancing to second base is Grant Van Scoy. So Van Scoy in the middle of the field. .57's in Fort McMurray last night with a 10:15 sunset time. We're live here in Edmonton, and the sky likely brighter where we are than where you are, as Edmonton, the second most northern stop in the WMBL. 53 degrees north latitude as Mason Brown has walked. Not as many clouds in the sky in Edmonton as there were in Fort McMurray, so it's going to stay bright for a while here still. Mid-July in Edmonton. Winter days are long without sun. Summer nights bright and sunny. Cole Thibodeau to the plate now for 57's, number 9 hitter in their order. Flew out to center field last time he was up. Thibodeau, .363 batting average coming into this game. As Paranto. Pitch just above the shoelaces of Thibodeau. As Paranto looks to find some comfort on the mound after coming in and walking Mason Brown. 7-1, the Swift Current 57's lead it against the 17-15 Edmonton Prospects, who are 4th place in the WMBL West. Strike zone found by Paranto. 1-1 the count. Paranto. Thibodeau gets that bunt down. He'll scamper to first base. He's thrown out, but Grant Van Scoy advancing to third.
Designated hitter Riley Campbell.
Riley Campbell to the plate. Campbell flew out to right field and got on base via an E5 his last time up. First pitch to Campbell in the dirt for ball one. Campbell hitting .343 coming into tonight's contest in Edmonton. Shot by Campbell into some vacant grass in the outfield. And two are going to come in to score as Riley Campbell thought about scampering to second base, but Van Scoy and Mason Brown brought home. 2 runs batted in for the leadoff hitter and designated hitter Campbell. And it's 9-1 for the 57's.
Center fielder Matt Bodnerchuk.
And Swift goes up a touchdown and a rouge here after a 3-run third inning. 3 runs in each of the first 3 innings here. 1 out in the top of 3. Matt Bondarchuk to the plate. 1 for 2, singling and flying out. Campbell on at first, always a threat to steal. Ground ball by Bondarchuk, potential for 2 here. And Campbell with a good jump will reach second base as the prospects elect to go 4-3. Tony Olson on the ground ball, getting it to the first baseman in time to take care of Bondarchuk.
Right fielder Nick Canis.
Nick Conyas to the plate. 2 for 2 in this one. Single and a triple that brought in 2 runs for Conyas in this 9-1 57's lead. Riley Campbell at second base doing what he does and trying to get into the dome of the pitcher. League leading 27 stolen bases. That'll get you in the brain of opposition pitchers. 2 down here, top of the third. 57's next home game is going to be Saturday night against Moose Jaw, not before game number 2 of this 2-game set in Edmonton tomorrow. 2-0 to Conyas. Nick Conyas fouls one into the seats. Pitch gets away from the catcher, and Riley Campbell scurries to third base, as that offering was airmailed over the head of Cortell.
Oh, he got hit.
Nick Conyas
He got hit by the ball.
wearing that pitch.
On your side, bro.
Now the left fielder, Blake Adams.
So that sets the table for Blake Adams.
Just listen to me whine about it.
Riley Campbell at third base. Nick Conyas at first. 2 down here. So Blake Adams, 1-0 count. Working against Jordan Parento. Fastball up. .35 RBI for Adams coming into this game. He's collected a couple more. .30 count. Three and one after the called strike to Adams. 2 away here. 3-run third inning. A walk will load the bases. Setting the table for Kyle MacDonald. Bases loaded for the native of Mississauga. Ray Brown is going to make his way out to the pitcher's mound. He had some right-handed relief going in the bullpen. And we may have some relief summoned in here. As the prospects warming up a righty.
First baseman, Kyle MacDonald.
Kyle MacDonald to the plate. Bases loaded with 2 away. 57's up 9-1. It's been a 3-run third inning. MacDonald with the potential to bring in more, but that pitch is going to get by the catcher. And runners will advance, and Riley Campbell will slide in and score. Conyers and Adams advance to third and second, respectively. Campbell touches home plate. On that wild pitch, charge to Parento. And the 57's hit double digits here in the top of the third inning. 10-1 on the strength of 10 hits. MacDonald launches one high and deep. Hit back at the wall, and that one will clear the left field fence. Kyle MacDonald. A home run of the 3-run variety. And the Swift Current 57's go up 13-1 on a massive blast from the native of Mississauga. Not many baseballs are hit out of this park, but Kyle MacDonald with a moonshot over the right field wall. And that'll do it for Jordan Parento. A long bus ride and a rain delay. Not slowing down the 57's offense here in Edmonton. So the prospects bringing in a righty. Haven't said his name yet because he's not on my program, so I'm waiting for the PA announcer to pick up that for me. Checking scores from around the WMBL, the Brooks Bombers in Lethbridge taking on the Bulls. Bottom of the 7th inning, Brooks with a 13-5 lead over Lethbridge. Moose Jaw Miller Express trailing the Melville Millionaires 8-2 in Melville. Okotoks Dogs leading the Medicine Mavericks 8-3 in the Hat. And bottom of the 7th inning, good news for 57's fans, Weyburn Beavers with a 4-2 lead on the Regina Red Sox. Matt Brisson coming in to pitch for the Prospects.
Edmonton Blues coming on the pitch for the Prospects, number 20, Matt Brisson. Now to the third baseman, Brett Essen.
Brett Esau to the plate. Esau walking a triple. No runners on for him as Kyle McDonald had a bases clearing 3-run bomb over the wall in right field. McDonald pulling one hard to right. Esau, towering fly ball. Hit to center field. Everyone's going in after it. And the catch eventually made by Dean Olson. 4-run inning, or 7-run inning rather, for the 57's. 13-1 lead for the Swift Current 57's. Little bit of a cushion for Jagger Harjo. We'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd in just a moment. 57's baseball for Living Sky Casino and Crop Production Services.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Celebrate the wonders of our nation this July at Living Sky Casino. Players Club members can swipe daily for their chance to win a train trip across Canada in our From Far and Wide promotion. Bonus entries are also available. Grand prize draw July 31st at 8 p.m. Must be present to win. See Players Club for more details.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
Thank you to Swift Current Building Supplies for providing the materials for the new patio at Mitchell Field.
See Swift Current Building Supplies for all types of lumber, kitchen hardware, tools, power tools, fence, and shed packages.
At your one-stop, we carry everything shop for building and renovation.
Building supplies, farm and ranch, construction, paints, and decor. Swift Current Building Supplies, Swift Current's complete home and farm building supply center. Highway 1 West.
Welcome back to this webcast of Swift Current 57's baseball. Ryan Schweitzer in Edmonton, where the 57's, a 7-run 3rd inning, have put them up 13-1 over the Prospects. Number 9 hitter Dean Olson to the plate here for Edmonton. Jagger Harjo against Dean Olson. Pitch number 28 of Jagger's evening, bottom of the 3rd inning. 12-run cushion for Harjo in the 57's defense. Change up. Up. Full count now. 3-2. Olson, Shedden due up for the Prospects. Dean Olson, number 9 hitter. Center fielder, foul down the first base line. Everyone in the 57's lineup thus far has a hit except their batting average leader, Cole Thibodeau. High hopper. Esau in the glove. Hard throw to first, bouncing away from Kyle McDonald. And as that ball exits the playing surface, Olson will get second base on the missed throw. So top of the order and Tony Olson to the plate. Kyle McDonald, 3 runs batted in. 3-run home run.
Second baseman Tony Olson.
Mason Brown signals top of the order to the 57's infield. Tony Olson. 1 for 1 this game with a double. Olson was a member of this prospects team that played the 57's, well, then the Swift Current Indians in the final last year, the WMBL. A series that Swift Current swept in 3, taking 2 in Swift Current. And that Game 3 win in Edmonton. 5-2 win. Harjo ahead of Olson, 0-1. Ground ball. Harjo about to release the 34th pitch of his evening. Ground ball. Grant Van Scoy. 1 hopper to Kyle McDonald. Good job of negotiating that hop. Runner advances to third. As Tony Olson grounds out to 6. Derek Shedden to the plate. Hit a ground ball at Cole Thibodeau for a 4-3 out. His one and only at bat this game. Shedden, like so many members of this team, from right here in Edmonton. Switch hitter who hits .286, who will elect to hit from the right side, or the left side of the plate, rather, against the right-hander Jagger Harjo. Fly ball. Center field. Matt Bondarchuk makes the catch. Runner at third tags up, and the prospects are going to cut the lead to 11 here. Sac fly RBI for Shedden as he scores Dean Olson. And the score now 13-2 for the 57's. Jake Lanferman, who was hit by a stray pitch from Jagger Harjo last time he was up. 2 away, 13-2 lead. Lanferman batting .287. Jagger Harjo induces a swinging strike. Harjo, 2 2/3 innings of work, allowing 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned. .37th pitch of the game is a swinging strike, as Lanferman was thinking fastball and he got a change. This game is live, amazingly 9:27 local time, and still so bright here in Edmonton. And Mason Brown popping out from behind the plate to have a quick chat with Harjo. Nothing but sunshine in the summer in Edmonton. Called strike 3. It's got the moves like Jagger. Harjo sits him down. 1 run for the prospects, however. And the lead for the 57's is 11, 13-2, top of 4 coming up. 57's baseball brought to you by Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Sunset time in Edmonton, 9:57 local time. Just seems so much brighter here than it was in Fort McMurray, just with a much clearer sky. '57's 13-2 lead, Ryan Schweitzer. First of two games in Edmonton for the 57's. Matt Brisson getting set for another inning on the JOB here.
Leading off the fourth inning, the shortstop, Grant Van Scoy.
Van Scoy leading off for Swift. Top of the fourth. Single that scored a run for Van Scoy. First pitch to Van Scoy, ball one. Ground ball. That's a fair ball. No, it's not. Ruled foul. Certainly looked like that one stayed on the right side of the third base bag, but a strike against Van Scoy. Brisson tries to work the outside corner. And the count now 1-2 to Van Scoy. Curveball. Just stays up, even things out at 2-2. Van Scoy fouls that into the seats. Two and two, the count against Van Scoy. Shot past short. Another base hit for Grant Van Scoy. He's got a couple now. So Van Scoy leading off for the 57's here in the top of the fourth. That'll be the 13th hit of the ball game in this 13-2 lead for Swift. Mason Brown now, who singled and walked in his previous two at-plate endeavors. Runner on at first is Grant Van Scoy. Breaking ball to Brown. And it's called for a strike. 0-1 the count to the catcher from Littleton, Colorado. Brown, who played his college ball at Emporia State University, rockets one off the bat head. That's going to head foul, but a very long strike from Matt Brisson. As Brown tattooed that ball over the bullpen here at Remax Field. Count 0-2 against Brown. Breaking ball, opposite field shot by Brown. And that heads foul. So Brown, a couple of long foul balls to the corners of Remax here. Count still 0-2 against Mason. Matt Brisson, fastball. Blocked by Matt Cortell, the catcher. Count will be 1-2 now. 13-2 lead for the Swift Current 57's. 1 on and nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. Fouled off by Brown. Foul ball comes up here, you got to block the camera. Because I don't want a ball to hit it. You won't break your hand. Trying to paint the outside corner is Brisson. And it's a 2-2 count to Brown. Brown. It's going to be another base hit for Mason as he finds some vacant grass in the outfield. Van Scoy moves to second. And Brown now 2 for 2 with a walk. Cole Thibodeau to the plate, who's flown out, and last time he was up, he dropped a successful sacrifice bunt to advance runners. So Thibodeau doing the teammate thing the last time he was up with that bunt. He's the only player in the 57's lineup right now who doesn't have a hit this game. Mason Brown with the 14th hit for Swift Current moments ago. Prospects looking for the first out at the top of the 4th. Fastball to Thibodeau. Ball 1 inside. Thibodeau fouls one into the seats. Grant Van Scoy at second, Mason Brown at first. Thibodeau 0 for 1 this game. .358 average on the year. And Cole Thibodeau hits one to first base hard, and that'll be a hit to load the bases. Thibodeau, a sharply hit ball that careened off the first baseman.
Designated hitter number 8, Riley Campbell.
Riley Campbell to the plate now. Campbell 2 for 3, or 1 for 3 rather, with 2 runs scored in this one. A couple RBI as well for Riley. He's flown out, reached on an error, and had that single that brought in 2 runs with runners on at second and third. 57's threatening for more here. 13-2 is the score. Bases loaded here with none out. We're in the top of the 4th. Campbell check swing, and with the 57's up 11 here, may not get the benefit of the doubt. It's a called strike, 0-2 to Campbell. I've heard it said that the rule in baseball is up 6 after 6 when you call the dogs off, so we're not at the 6th inning yet. 57 still with their foot on the gas here. Fastball just below the knees of Campbell. Count 1-2. Matt Bondarchuk, who's 1 for 3 with a run scored on deck. Homecoming for Bondarchuk. This is his hometown. Sacks juiced for Riley Campbell. Kyle McDonald has a home run this game. Ground ball hit by Campbell. Potential double play. 6-3. Prospects turn 2, but Grant Van Scoy comes in to score. And the 57's have a run on the board this inning. It's 14-2.
Out of the center fielder, Matt Bondarchuk.
So a base runner for the Swift Current 57's remains as Mason Brown is at third base. Matt Bondarchuk will try and bring him home with 2 out here in the top of the 4th inning. 14-2 lead for the 57's. Andrew Greeter, left-handed pitcher, warming up in the bullpen for the Prospects. Pitching by committee in this one, as Edmonton has used 3 pitchers. Bondarchuk fouls that down the first base line. Mason Brown with 2 runs scored this game. He had 7 coming into it in 22 games. So a few 57s able to pad their stats at the expense of the Prospects tonight as Bondarchuk spanks one into right field. Mason Brown will score. RBI single for Bondarchuk, his 2nd hit of the game.
Should I announce that one then? Brenda. What's her name?
Right fielder Nick Counts.
15-2 lead for the 57s. Conyers 2 hits, 3 runs scored, 2 RBI. 2 for 2. It's fouled out of Remax Field here. Ground ball by Conyers, hit to the pitcher. And he'll make no mistake as Matt Brisson gets the 1-3. 57's put up another crooked number as 2 runs come across. 15-2 heading to the bottom of the 4th. 57's up. We'll be back with more 57's baseball for Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Welcome back to our webcast of Swift Current 57's baseball. Glad you could join us. Jagger Harjo, changeup to Eric Sabrowski, leading off for the Prospects. 4, 5, 6. Sabrowski grounded out with a runner on at third, so he has an RBI this game. 15-2 lead for the 57's. Second at bat of the game. 57's 16 hits, powering them to a 15-2 lead, a 7-run third inning. Kyle McDonald has a 3-run home run in this game. The extra base hits for Swift have been plentiful as Sabrowski fouls that out. Brett Esau and Nick Conyers both have triples as well. Stat night for the 57's is there's going to be some swollen batting averages after this one as Sabrowski sends another one into the seats, making Jagger Harjo throw everything at him. Sabrowski, a tough out, hitting .374 on the year. Best batting average on the Prospects, most home runs on the Prospects. Edmonton with only 5 home runs as a team this year, and that's not a reflection of the skill, it's a reflection of the dimensions of this ballpark, and really illustrates how special that home run from Kyle McDonald was earlier. Sabrowski, caught looking. Start me up. Jagger with a strikeout. Nick Spillman to the plate. Grounded out to second his last time up. Jagger Harjo inducing a foul ball. Nick Spillman grounded out to Cole Thibodeau his last time up. Fastball in from Harjo. Evening things out at 1-1. Bottom of the 4th inning, 50 pitches from Jagger Harjo to get to this moment in the game. Fastball up to Nick Spillman. And 3-1 the count. Ground ball, Grant Van Scoy. 6-3 out, 2 away. Matt Quartel, the catcher, will take a turn now. Flew out to Brett Esau the last time he was up. Infield pop fly.
Better with the Prospects, the catcher, number 25, Matt Quartel.
Fastball is up to Quartel. Catcher Quartel, 222 average on the year. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball. Hopping over top of Kyle McDonald as baseballs tend to skate through the infield here. And that one taking a funny hop on Kyle. Scoring that one a hit officially. Anthony Cusati flew out to Kyle McDonald at first, his last time up. Cusati 0 for 1. 239, fly ball. Hit to shallow right. And Nick Conyas is there to make the catch. Taking a long jog in from right field. One left on for the Prospects. 15-2 after 4. Top of 5 coming up. 57's baseball for Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
Celebrate the wonders of our nation this July at Living Sky Casino. Players Club members can swipe daily for their chance to win a train trip across Canada in our From Far and Wide promotion. Bonus entries are also available. Grand prize draw July 31st at 8 p.m. Must be present to win. See Players Club for more details.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense. When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes. Unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57's.
Welcome back to Edmonton. Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the play-by-play live between the Swift Current 57's and the Edmonton Prospects. 9:50 local time. This game got started at about 8:15. Rain delay. 57's a 4-hour bus ride from Fort McMurray today. Checked into the hotel. Got to the park, took BP, and then took shelter as the skies open up and dumped a significant amount of rain on Remax Field here. Adams, high fly ball, foul into the seats. (15-2) lead for the Swift Current 57's. Adams, 2 hits, 2 runs scored, and RBI, and he's walked once. Blake with an RBI double and an RBI single that each brought in a run. Adams now hitting .359 on the year. 1-1 count. Matt Brisson hops him. And the count is 2-1. If the Swift Current 57's can hang on and win this one, and it's looking promising right now, up 15-2, they'll be in sole possession of the WMBL East. The Weyburn Beavers have defeated the Regina Red Sox 4-2 in Weyburn. Round ball. So the Beavers, that's their 20th win of the season. Red Sox fall to 21-12. 57's 21-11 right now. If they hang on, 22-11, sole possession of first place in the WMBL East, and a few percentage points behind the Okotoks Dogs with a record of 22-10 for first overall. Moose Jaw Miller Express 16-17. So a pennant's nice, but Swift Current and Regina will really try and finish in a situation that won't have them playing the Weyburn Beavers in the first round. Weyburn starting to catch fire as Blake Adams strikes out.
Now the first baseman, Kyle McDonald.
Melville Millionaires also playing some good baseball as of late. They've won their last 4. And make it 5 as we have a confirmed 7-2 win. Melville beating Moose Jaw in Melville. So Melville still a ways back of the Moose Jaw Miller Express for 4th place in that final playoff spot in the East. They're 4.5 behind the Miller Express now after that win as Kyle McDonald launches one into center field. Dean Olson is underneath that ball and makes the catch. 2 down here. McDonald, 3-run bomb the last time he was up to go with a single.
Now to the third baseman, Brett Esser.
To the best of our knowledge, the first cycle by a Swift Current WMBL player was hit in this park in 2014. Darren Kolk doing so. Can't recall the score in that game, but I do remember it was the 7th inning. Swift Current had a lot of runs, and Kolk needed the triple. And back then, Snowstreaker Media, the official webcast provider, had a promotion going on where if a Swift Current 57's player hit for the cycle, we'd give $1,000 to a mutual Twitter follower of Snowstreaker Media and the 57's. So we were short $1,000 after Kolk had that cycle. Brett Esau count 1 and 2 with 2 away here, and the 57's up 13 here in the top of the 5th. Matt Brisson. Fly ball by Esau. That's hit deep. And just on the wrong side of the foul pole as Esau crunches one. Brett Esau tied with Blake Adams for the team lead in home runs. The two of them have 6. So 1 and 2 the count. Right-handed pitcher, Matt Brisson, trying to take care of Esau with 2 away. Ground ball. Grabbed by Tony Olson at second base, and he takes care of Brett Esau. And the 57's retired in order, and for the first time this game, no runs in the top of an inning. 15-2, Swift Current leads it. Jagger Harjo on the mound, and Swift trying to keep their 13-run lead when we return with 57's baseball.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years' experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.thehearingplace.ca.
Welcome back to the amazing structure known as Remax Field in Edmonton. 57's up 15-2. Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the action. A rematch of the league final last year in the WMBL. Zane Tacker up now. Flew out to Nick Kanyas and right his last time up. 8-9-1. Tacker, Dean Olson, Tony Olson due up for Edmonton. Jagger Harjo on the mound. Fly ball. That one looked like it was headed for our broadcast location. Kudos to our camera operator tonight. He was ready to throw himself in front of that camera like he was Kevin Costner, and the camera was Whitney Houston. It's a reference to a movie called The Bodyguard. 2-2 the count now. There's a shot to right field. Nick Kanyas has to hurry, dives for it, and fields it on the one hop. It's a single for Takar. Dean Olson to the plate. Reached on error his last time up.
Out of the center fielder, Dean Olson.
Just under 10,000 seats at Remax Field here in Edmonton. Fastball called for a strike from Jagger Harjo. Harjo 62 pitches and a 1-1 count with the number 9 hitter Dean Olson. Fouled back. Ground ball. A roller to Cole Thibodeau, and that Froggy ribbits up on him. A few funny hops in that infield tonight. And Dean Olson will reach on error for the second time this game. So the prospects not necessarily hitting the ball well off Jagger Harjo, but they got a couple runners on here with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, trailing 15-2. Derek Shedden, who had a sac fly RBI in the 3rd inning, his last time up. His 3rd at bat of the game. Fly ball. Chasing that down, Mason Brown and Kyle McDonald. They won't be able to get to it in time. And Mason Brown in a bit of a bad way as he collided hard with the wall there. .57's already missing a catcher on this road trip. I don't know who would go behind the plate if something were to happen to Mason Brown. Is Bodie Cooper back in Swift Current? Bodie expected to be ready for the weekend with home games against the Moose Jaw Miller Express and Lethbridge Bulls Saturday and Sunday night. Count 0-1 after that foul ball hit by Shedden. Harjo inside fastball. Pardon me, Tony Olson at the plate now. Olson a double, and he grounded out to short his last time up. Shedden on deck, 1-1 the count. Harjo doesn't miss by much with that offering, 2-1. Pitch number 67 from Jagger here in the bottom of the 5th. Called strike, and 2-2. Two-two pitch. Harjo, Olson smacks that up the middle. Into the outfield, runner being sent, and the prospects will put up their 3rd run of the ball game. So that bloop hit from Takar and the reach on error somewhat coming back to bite the 57's. Tony Olson with a shot up the middle. Again, the prospects not pounding the ball off Jagger Harjo by any means, but they've got 3 on the board here, and they now trail by 12, 15-3 the score, bottom of the 5th. Now Derek Shedden to the plate, sac fly RBI, his last at-bat. to put the Prospects' second run on the board. Runners on at first and second now. 57 still looking for the first out of the bottom of the fifth. It's always a vocal crowd in Edmonton, and these are great sports fans here for the Prospects, even with their team down 12. Still loud, still vocal. Foul ball sent into the stands.
I can't because there's a stupid thing in the way, too. Can't just fake.
Foul ball hit by Shedden.
My can doesn't work. It's impossible.
One-two pitch, Harjo. Shot to left field, Blake Adams makes the catch. One down. Jake Lanferman now. Lanferman has been hit by a pitch and struck out in this one.
Number right fielder, Jake Lanferman.
Jam shot. Slow roller to Grant Van Scoy. Play to first in time as they get Lanferman. Umpires in the stands at Remax Field disagree with that assessment, but two away here. Runners advance to second and third. Eric Sabrowski, who was caught looking last time he was up. Sabrowski 0 for 2 with an RBI as he grounded out with one out and a runner on at third base earlier this game to give the Prospects their first run of this contest. 15-3 the score. Prospects looking to gnaw into that big 57's lead. Sabrowski, fly ball, right field. Nick Kanyas makes the catch. So the Prospects will strand a couple and score one. 5 innings in the books, top of 6 coming up. 15-3 lead for the Swift Current 57's. Back with more 57's baseball for Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sale selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current.
Andrew Greider in to pitch for the Edmonton Prospects. Grider, a spot starter, 9 appearances on the year, 3 of them starts, 18 2/3 innings of work. He's allowed 23 hits, 13 earned runs. He struck out 19 in his 18 innings of work, walked 13, 1 and 2, with a 6.26 earned run average. So the lefty, with a tendency to strike people out, comes in to pitch for the Prospects. Fourth pitcher utilized by the Prospects. Matt Brisson, 3 innings, allowing 8 hits, 9 runs, all 9 earned. Striking out 1, walking 3, facing 19 batters. So Grider comes in. He'll face Grant Van Scoy to lead off for the 57's here in the top of the 6th. 15-3 lead for Swift Current. Grider catches the outside part of the plate against Van Scoy, who's hitting 7th in the 57's batting order. Two for 3 this game with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Van Scoy upping his batting average to .316. Swinging strike. And he's behind 0-2. I'll step out of the batter's box and ponder the next offering here. Grant Van Scoy, opposite field shot, or opposite shot line drive to the first baseman, Nick Spillman. As he lines out to the first baseman. 57's coming into this game hitting .291 as a team. 4th in the league, behind Med Hat, who hits .319. They're tops in the league right now. Okotoks Dogs hitting .307. Regina Red Sox .301. And the 57's .291 as a unit. That's going into today. Regina dropping a 4-2 decision in Weyburn, and Swift Current piling up the runs. You have to think that Swift Current and Regina will be a little closer in that team batting average stat by this time tomorrow. Prospects as a team, middle of the pack, hitting .276. .57's with the best team ERA in the WMBL, 3.42. Prospects, 4th best ERA as a team, 4.29. That number will go up after tonight, as the 57's have put 15 on the board. .57's with the lowest average against, 243. Edmonton with the second lowest, 255. So 57's have managed to get to a normally very capable Prospects pitching staff here when you look at the numbers, as Mason Brown has walked. And Mason Brown has, by hook or by crook, got himself on base every time he's been up this game. Pair of singles and a couple walks for Brown. Brown has scored 3 runs as well. First pitch to Cole Thibodeau. Just misses low. Andrew Grider, a 6'3" lefty. Overhand pitch. Just misses. It's 2-0 count. Grider from Spruce Grove, Alberta. One of the neighboring communities of the big city of Edmonton with a population of around 1 million. Edmonton has 1 million people, not Spruce Grove. 3-0 count now to Thibodeau. Thibodeau 1 for 2 with a successful sack bunt this game and a single the last time he was up. Pitch inside, he'll be walked in 4. .12 earned runs this game charged to Prospect pitchers in a 15-3 57's lead as Riley Campbell strolls to the plate. Quick powwow on the pitcher's mound. Andrew Grider going to take a bit of a break here before facing Riley Campbell. prospect pitchers have offered up 6 walks to the 57's as well. Campbell, single up the middle. Eric Dorton sending home the runner at third, Mason Brown. And an RBI single for Campbell here in the top of the 6th, and it's 16-3 lead for the 57's.
Wrapped up with the 57's, Matt Bondarchuk.
Another homecoming AB for Matt Bondarchuk. 5th time through the order for the 57's. Campbell 3 RBI, 2 runs scored, 2 for 5 this game. At first base, Cole Thibodeau at second. Matt Bondarchuk, 2 for 4 this game. First time playing at his hometown field for the 57's. High fly ball. Everyone's got to run to get that one, and the left fielder eventually makes the grab as Derek Shedden zeroes in on that ball. Prospects and 57's will do it all again tomorrow night.
Batting for the 57's, the right fielder, Nick Canis.
Nick Conyas with 2 hits, 3 runs scored. Couple RBI, batting .297 now on the year. Conyas has also walked. Triple and a single. As runners advance to second and third on that pitch that got away from the catcher, Matt Quartel. Pitch gets away from the catcher again on that outside offering, and scampering home is Cole Thibodeau. Riley Campbell at third base. Another wild pitch charge to Grider. Count 2-0 to Nick Conyas. (17-3) lead for the 57's. Conyas, ground ball up the middle. And Riley Campbell scores the 18th run of the ball game for the 57's.
Now the left fielder, number 24, Blake Adams.
Nick Conyas sitting third in the 57's batting order. First time in a long time that Blake Adams has not hit in that spot. He slides down to cleanup. A 3-run 6th inning thus far for the 57's has put them up 18-3. Adams, single and a double this game. 2 for 3, upping his average to .357. Adams has also walked this game. It's a ball headed right into your living room as Adams hits it into the backstop. Count 0-2 to Adams. Strike 3 as Blake Adams goes down swinging. 1 stranded for the 57's, but they put 3 across the plate. Bottom of 6 coming up. 18-3 is the lead for Swift Currents. Back with more 57's baseball shortly.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for Rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
Intense rain prior to this one, delaying the start of this by about an hour and 10 minutes, and the 57's offense has poured in 18 runs at the expense of the prospects. Jagger Harjo getting set for his 6th inning of work. In 5, he's allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, striking out 2, and facing 22 hitters thus far. Native of Midwest City, Oklahoma, Jagger Harjo pitching to Mason Brown, Kyle McDonald at first. Cole Thibodeau at second, Grant Van Scoy at short, Brett Esau at third, Blake Adams, Matt Bondarchuk, and Nick Kanyas patrolling that massive, expansive outfield here at Remax Field. Jagger Harjo with a comfortable 15-run cushion. First pitch, fastball, strike 1. Nick Spillman, Matt Cortell, Anthony Cusati. 5, 6, 7 in the prospect lineup. Due up here is Harjo. Just missing low with that offering. 1-1. Harjo with that split finger fastball that just dropped out of the strike zone. That's hit to Van Scoy along the carpet, who executes a 6-3. Matt Cortell, who's 1 for 2 this game, heads to the plate.
Out of the prospects to capture, number 25, Matt Cortell.
Cortell swings through a fastball, 0-1. Bottom of the 6th inning. It's getting to be a late night where you are, as we had a late start to this one due to rain. Severe weather warnings all over the northern part of the province of Alberta, where the 57's are playing. Cortell didn't want to strike out, but you can't always get what you want, says Jagger. 3rd strikeout of the game for Jagger Harjo. Anthony Cusati to the plate, 0 for 2.
Now the third baseman, number 24, Anthony Cusati.
Hit by Cusati, high fly ball. Cole Thibodeau, second baseman, makes the catch. 6 innings in the books, top of 7 coming up, 18-3 lead for the Swift Current 57's. Back with more baseball, brought to you by Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino after this.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Celebrate the wonders of our nation this July at Living Sky Casino. Players Club members can swipe daily for their chance to win a train trip across Canada in our From Far and Wide promotion. Bonus entries are also available. Grand prize draw July 31st at 8 p.m. Must be present to win. See Players Club for more details.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's baseball. Good to be with you in Edmonton. 18-3 lead for the 57's. Left-handed pitcher Andrew Greeter. First pitch strike to McDonald. Or pardon me, that one missed the strike zone. 1-0 to 57's first baseman, who's got a single and a 3-run dinger this game. 2 for 4 is McDonald. Pitch inside. If the 57's can hang on and win this game, and it looks promising as of right now, they'll take sole possession of first place in the WMBL East after the Weyburn Beavers knocked off the Regina Red Sox 4-2 in Weyburn earlier tonight. Going to be a late one here. The start of this game delayed an hour 15 about. And an 18-run game. We've had some elongated innings. 7-run third inning did the most damage, the one where Kyle McDonald hit a 3-run dinger over the right field wall here at Remax Field. 3-1 pitch. Fastball into the back of McDonald. He'll take first. Despacito. Brett Esau to the plate. Fly ball to Blake Adams as we're back after some technical difficulties. Now, we didn't abandon ship on the webcast, but it was a 3-run 7th inning for the Swift Current 57's, who now lead it 21-3. We're in the bottom of the 7th now as Dean Olson, or Tony Olson rather, flies out to left field. Derek Shedden to the plate now. Yeah, sorry for that delay there. A lot of road trips in not a lot of time. Some wear and tear on our webcast gear, apparently. So hopefully we're in this for the rest of this one. 57's debut on the mound right now. Will Blanchard. His first inning of work for the 57's. He's got 2 quick outs. Runner on at first. Blanchard from Tarleton State University out of San Antonio, Texas. Another Tarleton guy that 57's assistant coach Eric Dorton was able to connect to Swift Current. While we were gone, and we thank you for your patience, Mason Brown had an RBI double. Cole Thibodeau had a double. Ben Andrews came in and walked. Matt Bondarchuk had a single. And Nick Conyas struck out looking. So through all that, the 57's were able to put 3 more on the board while we were away. 21-3, they lead it as swiping a base for Edmonton. On that pitch low is Zane Takar. Infield single to lead off the bottom of the 7th here. So again, we thank you very much for your patience. We're back hopefully for the duration of this one. So 21-3 lead for the 57's. Jagger Harjo went 6 for Swift Current. Oh, incoming. Harjo, 6 innings of work, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, striking out 3, facing 25 batters. Count 1-2. Will Blanchard, the lefty, looks the runner at second. Pitches in low. Take from Shedden, and 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here. So 2-2 the count, 2 down, runner on at second. Will Blanchard getting his feet wet in the WMBL. Shedden gets a piece of that offering. Blanchard's release point, 12 o'clock on the clock, just a straight overhand lefty. Recent acquisition for the Swift Current 57's as they were looking for some depth in their bullpen. Blanchard, fastball just a bit out. 3-2 the count. So Jagger Harjo leaves this game with his team up 18. There's a fly ball from Shedden, hit to Matt Bondarchuk, and Bones makes the catch in center field. Prospects get a hit, but leave that runner stranded. 7 innings in the books. 21-3 57's. Back with more after these.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense. When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes. Unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57's.
Swift Current 57's 21-3 lead, as they have busted out the bats. Riley Campbell removed from designated hitter in this one, as Ben Andrews is now hitting at the top of the 57's order in the DH spot where Campbell was. Blake Adams, who still occupies the number 4 spot in Swift's batting order, makes his way to the plate here in the top of the 8th inning with his team up 18. Marion McLean in to pitch for the Prospects. 5th pitcher that they've used. Came in and got the last out of the 7th inning.
Yeah.
It's a battle. We'll stay with that battle as long as we have to, until it gets resolved. To the victor go the spoils.
Terrifying. They just swarm up about it. It's a ravenous feast.
Adams with a shot to center field. And not having to move a muscle is Dean Olson. Kyle McDonald to the plate.
Now the first baseman, Kyle McDonald.
3 RBI and a 3-run home run. 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored for McDonald this game. Everyone in the starting 9 for the 57's with a hit.
Holy what?
Kyle McDonald hits that a mile up in the air. And making the catch is Anthony Cusati, the third baseman. Brett Esau to the plate.
Now the third baseman, number 11, Brett Esau.
Now, Brett Esau right now with a rather dubious honor in the 57's batting order. He's the only member of the starting 9 to not have a multiple hit game now. Esau 1 for 3 with a couple of walks. It's not that he hasn't had as good a night at the plate, just hasn't had as many good pitches to work with. Pitch inside. 1-1 count. 2 down here, top of the 8th inning. 57's in Edmonton will do it all again tomorrow night. Fastball right across the plate, 1-2 the count now. Marion McLean on in relief for the Prospects. McLean just 2 appearances and 2 innings of work thus far, as they bring the position player into pitch. Pitch drops low to Esau to make the count 1-2. 2-2 rather.
Go Prospects. Come on, guys. Make some points. Yeah. Go Prospects, Gary.
Full count now to Esau. Full count pitch. Esau gets a small piece of that ball, topping it into the backstop. 3-2 count. Grant Van Scoy on deck here in the top of the 8th. 57's. Fly ball from Esau. Anthony Kusati gets underneath it to make the catch. And a 3-up, 3-down inning. 57's, that's only the second inning where they haven't put any runs across the board in this 21-3 ball game against the Edmonton Prospects. Back with the 57's in the field behind Will Blanchard when we return with our 57's webcast.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years' experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.thehearingplace.ca.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's Baseball. Our apologies for the mini delay there. Had to reboot our system for the live stream here. Glad we got things back up and running so that the family of Will Blanchard can see his first appearance as a member of the Swift Current 57's. Blanchard out of San Antonio, Texas. 1 inning of work. Has allowed 1 hit, facing 4 batters. Arrived in Swift Current late last week. A lot of time on the bus getting to know his new teammates. Blanchard, the lefty, induces a swinging strike. Jake Lanferman, Eric Sobrowski, and Nick Spillman due up for the Prospects. 3, 4, 5 in their order. Ground ball. Hit foul down the third base line towards the Prospects dugout where there's nobody warming up at the moment. Marion McLean on the mound now for the Prospects. He's worked 1 1/3 thus far. 5th pitcher utilized by the Edmonton team. 21 runs against. $17 earned runs surrendered by Prospects pitching tonight. Strike 3 is Will Blanchard. His first strikeout as a member of the 57's. It's a tough out in Jake Lanferman. And a good confidence boost for Blanchard.
Designated hitter Eric Sabrowski.
Sabrowski with an RBI this game for the Prospects as he grounded out with one out and a runner on at third base way back in the first inning. Ground ball. Brett Esau double clutches and throws a strike to Kyle McDonald. Nick Spillman to take a turn now. Spillman 0 for 3, now hitting .264 on the season.
First baseman number 16, Nick Spillman.
Give a shout out to the Spillman family in Welland, Ontario. Nick's brother Matt, former member of the Swift Current WMBL team. Most valuable player the year that Matt was a member of our squad. Nick Spillman, opposite field shot. Nick Kanyas makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down. So far, so good in the Wimble for Will Blanchard. 8 innings in the books. Top of 9 coming up. 21-3, 57's. Back with more baseball after these.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sale selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's Baseball. Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the play-by-play from Edmonton. 57's looking to go 3-0 on this Alberta road swing. If they can hang on in this 21-3 ball game. And odds are they will. Regina Red Sox dropping a 4-2 decision to the Weyburn Beavers in Weyburn, so if Swift Current hangs on, sole possession of first place in the WMBL East. They'll have a record of 22-11. Red Sox falling to 21-12 at the expense of the Beavers, and Weyburn hitting the 20-win club tonight with that victory, now 20-15. So Weyburn 6-4 in their last 10, trying to get into the conversation for top team in the WMBL East.
Ooh, the ball gets away, so those idiot kids can't get the dollar.
Fastball up to Van Scoy. Grant Van Scoy, Mason Brown, and Cole Thibodeau due up for the 57's here. Slider to Van Scoy from Marion McLean. And 2-1 the count. Strike called, righty on righty matchup. McLean painting the outside corner against Van Scoy. 2-2, Van Scoy, Mason Brown, Cole Thibodeau due up. Van Scoy fouled up. How about Mason Brown's game? 3 for 3 with an RBI and 5 runs. Two singles and a double for the 57's catcher. Vanskoy check swing, strike 3, 1 down. And is Mason Brown getting hot just at the right time of year for the 57's? Three for 3 game and 5 runs scored would indicate maybe.
We were here for an hour and a half after the game. And yeah, Sean was like watching me leave and I was about to walk out with a beer. He's like, what are you doing?
If Matt Bondarchuk can get an at-bat this inning, and there's 1 down, Cole Thibodeau is on deck, and then Ben Andrews, and then Bondarchuk, then that'll be his 7th at-bat of the game. Nice slider, and strike 2 from McLean. Riley Campbell at the top of the order. Subbed out for Ben Andrews. I'm not going to keep Campbell out there and have him try and get closer to the stolen base record when you're up by 18, so Andrews coming in. Last time we hit the top of the order in Riley Campbell's spot there. Two and 2 to Brown. Brown's 6th at bat of the game, trying to get on base for all 6. 3 hits and 2 walks thus far for Brown. 2 and 2 with 1 away. Fastball up and Brown takes. It's a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the top of the 9th inning. 21-3 lead for the 57's. Pitch low and away, and Brown takes a walk. 3 hits and 3 walks for Mason Brown, reaching base all 6 times he's come to the plate today. We'll give Mason player of the game honors in this one right now. Taking nothing away from a lot of other accomplishments in this one. It's been a stat-padding type night for the Swift Current 57's offense. Cole Thibodeau, jam shot. He may be able to leg this out here. Throw to first, not in time, and it's an infield single for Thibodeau. The always effective swinging bunt. Ben Andrews to the plate now. 1 away. And Matt Bondarchuk is warming up on deck. And if he gets an opportunity to hit, that will be his 7th at bat of the game. 3 for 6 with 2 RBI and a run scored in a homecoming for Bondarchuk, the native of Edmonton.
Jago would have said something if it was Matt. I know Jago. Yeah, like he would have figured it out.
57's and prospects. We'll do it all again tomorrow night. 7:05 first pitch, weather permitting, here at Remax Field in Edmonton. Bob St. Pierre to get the start for the 57's, who's got family in town watching this one. St. Pierre, a native of Windsor, with some family in the area and some family that made the trip up from southern Ontario. Straight call to Andrews. 2-1 the count. Three and one the count to Ben. Fouled off. Edmonton children run down that foul ball. They'll rummage through the plethora of seats in an effort to get to that ball. Full count to Andrews. Fastball up, Andrews walks. That'll load the bases. 2 at-bats, 2 walks for Ben. So Matt Bondarchuk in his 7th at-bat of the game makes his way to the plate. Had a few fly balls hit his way in center field and 7 at-bats, so plenty of opportunity for the Bondarchuk family to see their boy here tonight. Solid night, 3 for 6 thus far. High hopper, though, potential for 2, 6, 4. They won't be able to get the 3 as he legs it out and brings in a run while doing so as Mason Brown scores for the 6th time tonight. Bondarchuk reaches on a fielder's choice. Runners on the corners now.
Right fielder
Nick Kanyas to the plate. 22-3 lead for the 57's. Slider to Kanyas, righty versus lefty from Marion McLean. Pitch number 36 for McLean thus far. 2 away, top of the 9th. Strike called to Kanyas. Kanyas swings through the heat from McLean. And it's 1-2. Six runs scored from Mason Brown, who got on base in all 6 at-bats. Our player of the game for tonight. 3 hits and 3 walks. Getting on base and subsequently scoring every time up for Brown. Pitch inside to Kanyas. Deuces wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runners on the corners for the 57's. Bondarchuk at first, Cole Thibodeau at third. Strike 3 as Kanyas goes down swinging. And the damage for the prospects will be capped at 22. Bottom of the 9th coming up, a significant cushion for the 57's defense. They'll try and wrap it up quickly when we return with 57's baseball for Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
Appreciation Day here.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Celebrate the wonders of our nation this July at Living Sky Casino. Players Club members can swipe daily for their chance to win a train trip across Canada in our From Far and Wide promotion. Bonus entries are also available. Grand prize draw July 31st at 8 p.m. Must be present to win. See Players Club for more details.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
Thank you to Swift Current Building Supplies for providing the materials for the new patio at Mitchell Field.
See Swift Current Building Supplies for all types of lumber, kitchen hardware, tools, power tools, fence, and shed packages.
At your one stop, we carry everything shop for building and renovation.
Building supplies, farm and ranch, construction, paints, and decor.
Swift Current Building Supplies, Swift Current's complete home and farm building supply center. Highway 1 West.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's baseball in Edmonton. 22-3 lead for the Swift Current 57's. Will Blanchard trying to mop things up. 2 innings of work thus far for Blanchard. 19 pitches. 1 hit. He struck out 1. Last hitter that he faced. Base hit to lead things off here in the bottom of the 9th. As hitting for the Prospects was Ryan Coop. Coop hitting where Matt Cortell was. And he gets himself on base with a single. Towering fly ball. Ryan Coop better hurry back. Catch is made. Throw to first. Runner's safe. So the 57, 7 of their last 8 games have been on the road, and they've won 6 of those 7, assuming they can hang on tonight. This meat grinder of a road swing. Only blemish on the 57's record through all these games on the road was that loss in Weyburn.
Skull base.
You go back to games in Regina and Okotoks, and 8 of the last 10 on the road won by the 57's. There's a ground ball along the carpet. Runners on the corners now with 1 down. Prospects not going quietly into the night here in the bottom of the 9th. Down by 19 runs, 22-3 the score for the Swift Current 57's. Dean Olson, number 9 hitter. 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th. Will Blanchard looks the runner at first. Mason Brown gives the runner second for free with the man on at third, keeping the Prospects at bay. That was a strike to Olson. 0-1 the count with 1 down here, bottom of the 9th. Ground ball, Cole Thibodeau. They get the out at first. Run comes in to score for the Prospects, as they get to sound off their run horn for the 4th time tonight. 22-4. 2 away. Last gasp of air as of right now is Tony Olson for the Prospects offense. Swift Current 1 out of away from officially, albeit temporarily, being able to claim first place in the WMBL East. Ground ball. Brett Esau grabs it. Throw to first is in time, and that'll do it. The Swift Current 57's
Where'd the pitcher go?
managed to lock it down and have a convincing 22-4 win over the Prospects. Swift Current with sole possession of the WMBL East. This win coupled with a Regina Red Sox loss. Swifty, top of the heap in the East. They'll look to keep it that way tomorrow when they take on these same Edmonton prospects. 7:05 first pitch. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Player of the game, Mason Brown. 3 hits, 3 walks, reaching base every time he batted, and coming around to score every time he got on base. 6 runs scored. Mason Brown, our player of the game. 22-4 win for the Swift Current 57's. Jagger Harjo gets the W on the mound. Back tomorrow, 7:05 from Remax Field in Edmonton. Thank you very much for joining us. Good night from Remax Field.